Thank you so much, Catherine. And thank you, Jack, for asking me, and Nancy for timing. I'm a compulsive overeater. My name is Laura. Hi, everybody. I am abstinent today. It's the most important thing in my life. It is 3 meals weighed and measured from the Gray Sheet food plan. I write my food down, commit it to my sponsor before I eat it, and I don't eat in between my meals no matter what. And I've never been at this meeting. How cool to see and hear all of you people from all over the place with all different amounts of time of abstinence. It's beautiful. I need all of you people to stay abstinent today. And you are catching me in a very big life moment. And it's important for me to be in the middle of the herd, as we say here, so that I don't eat no matter what. And I guess what I want to say is that it is possible to live a life, an abstinent life that is free from craving, free from obsession, and free from self-hate around food. And that doesn't mean that the life part is going to be all rosy, but it does mean that no matter what I go through, I don't have to have compulsive overeating, my eating disorder, my food hell make things worse, because everything I went through before abstinence was a mixture of food hell and life. So who knew what was what? Plus, like, I didn't have anything to wear. And that matters. I came to this program. Well, I just want to say that I always had a sweet tooth. It's kind of a nice way of saying it. And I always had room for dessert. I was a picky eater, and I just went from liking sugar to not being able to stop eating sugar. There's a part in the big book that talks about, countless vain attempts to drink like normal people, to drink like other people. And I didn't have the drink one so much, but the food one, countless vain attempts to just eat like a regular eater. But I couldn't, because once I had one, I wanted 2, I wanted 3, I wanted more, I wanted the whole thing, get out of my way. And I tried desperately to just eat a little, or to follow a diet, or to, I don't know, leave something on my plate. But I have a food disease, and I didn't know till I got here that for some people, sugar, starch, grain, carbohydrate sets up a craving for more. And I cannot eat those things safely. When I do, I am subject to an addiction that I am powerless over. And I don't know if I will eat 1 more or 2 more, or be on a binge, or be vomiting in some basement bathroom, or, be crying alone in my room, making some kind of resolution that tomorrow will be different. That's just how it goes for me. It's very unglamorous. It's about being depressed and sort of not being able to breathe because I'm so full with food, and smiling on the outside and crying by myself. So I was blessed to hit a bottom real quick in my life, and my mother was sober in AA. She told me about OA. I went to a meeting. It happened to be a Gray Sheet meeting, and I heard what they were saying. I didn't want any of it. I didn't want to be powerless over food. I didn't want to give up those foods we avoid. I didn't want to be in a 12-step program because I knew that was kind of like a life sentence, not like a quick fix. I didn't want any of it, except that I needed relief from what I was doing. So I tried to do this gray sheet thing. I got a sponsor. I left because I had to figure out some other way of doing it. And it was just the food like that forced me back because I didn't have any place else to go. I didn't have any other thing to try. And I knew those gray sheet people had something. So I went there, but only for a little while, because then I was going to clear up and I was going to figure out something else to do that would be better. That's pretty much how I spent the first 11 months of my abstinence. I'm just going to do it for now, and then I'm going to figure out something else. So now I've been abstinent for over 40 years, which wasn't my plan. And I'm so grateful. I mean, not only have I been given the gift of freedom from obsession with food, freedom from that constant craving of having to have more. But I've been given like a body that fits into my clothes. And I've been given a brain that is not on overdrive and is able to be in life. I've been given the gift of being present in my life and having like a regular life. Done a lot of stuff, been married. I had 2 kids in abstinence. My husband and I have lived in lots of different places, traveled to different places. I've gotten a graduate degree. I've pursued a lot of creative things, taken risks, had like very regular life experiences, and weighed and measured my food every meal, but just one meal at a time, one day at a time. Not like I didn't sign up for this program for life. I'm just doing it today. I hope I get to do it for life, which is a big change than before. I don't see it as, I thought it would be like boring. Oh my God. Like I had once somebody say, you don't eat, you don't drink, you don't do drugs. Like, what do you do for fun? And, the stuff I do, I actually remember doing it. That's pretty cool because I'm there for it. Anyway, my father died 11 days ago. And I wasn't expecting it. And I've stayed abstinent. And I was with him in the hospital and before the hospital, helping to take care of him. And I'm not sure what to say about that, except that the night that he died, he was rushed to the ICU. And I didn't have my dinner. I wasn't expecting to be at the hospital. And I have an abstinent sister. She was with me, and my husband was going to come and get my stepmother. And he said, do you want me to bring you a dinner? And I just looked at my sister. I said, what should I do? She said, yes, have him bring you a dinner. And he brought me an abstinent dinner. And as my father was being hooked up in the ICU on a ventilator, my sister and I ate our abstinent dinners. And I texted my sponsor, and he died, and I was abstinent. A number of hours later, I went home and I had breakfast. Because abstinence is the most important thing. It has allowed me, thanks, Nancy. It has allowed me to be a daughter, be a sister, be a wife, be a friend, write a eulogy, stand up in front of people, give my eulogy, honor my father, make decisions because I was clear. I don't know what they served at the lunch after his funeral. I didn't look at the food. That wasn't mine. Food was sent to my house. I had people staying in my house for a while. They brought their own food, foods we avoid. There was food sent. I don't even know what was here. What was here wasn't mine. I was happy when they left and I could get rid of it all, but it didn't call me. I wasn't sneaking down in the middle of the night, eating stuff. I mean, that's my disease. It's just like, when will they get out of the kitchen so I can eat that stuff? You know, had them take it away. But food wasn't part of the equation. And this weekend, I went to my 42nd high school reunion. I had something to wear. I could show up. That's cool. I actually got in front of people and made a little speech, but I'm not sure what I said. I don't know what they served there for the food either, because I wasn't looking at it. I don't know what the drinks were. I ate my dinner real early beforehand, which is not what I do because I'm like a late eater, but I wanted to be present. So I ate an early dinner and I showed up and I had fun. My God. I had fun with people because I wasn't attached to the food table. I remember in high school going to a party and just feeling so awkward, and all I did was just stand by the food table and just eat. And it's not an option today. So I'm like, abstinence forces me to be in life for the hard stuff, for the good stuff. And I'm just grateful for all of it. And here's the thing. I think the longest diet I was ever on was like 11 or 12 days. So there's no way I could be on a diet for 40 years. If you're new and all this sounds overwhelming and crazy, let me just say that I love my food, that I'm not generally ever hungry. And if I'm hungry, I'm not ravenous crazy. I eat guilt-free. It's enough. It's finally enough. And sometimes I even feel it in my body, but a lot of times I don't feel like I've eaten, and that's okay. It's not a requirement to feel anything here. It's not a requirement to feel surrendered. It's not a requirement to want to do this in order to do this. It's not a requirement to have a higher power or feel spiritual. So if you're new, like, the most important thing is get a sponsor who can help you navigate the food, go to a lot of meetings and connect with people. Because the opposite of addiction is isolation, and the opposite of that is connection. And this community has given me so much love and support through all the great things and the hard things and everything in between. I'm really grateful to have another day of abstinence. And with that, I will pass. Thank you.